Good evening, everybody. My name's Jim Pizzi. I'm the Technical Director at HBXL. Okay, so hopefully you can now all see my screen, and you should be looking at a quote template, and it's a renovation quote template. So as you'll see at the top, we've got this toolbar that hasn't been there before. So it's and you're probably familiar with it because it's been around within not within a quote template, but when you go to the main estimate, there's a similar toolbar in there for if you're manually estimating by selecting individual estimating calculators in that way. So couple of benefits really. I within the different sections, I was probably the one that decided where different calculators should go. And I can't find some things. So I'm sure that for the rest of you, it can be quite challenging. So this should be much easier to find the different calculators that you want to use for any particular item. And then it will take you to the right section rather than you having to guess which section I and in my logic has put them in, and then go and find them that way. So yeah, it should be much easier just to jump into what you need to quote. But also, I'm sure if you just look through the menus, there'll be things in there that you didn't know that we had calculators for. So it's also really good to quickly see what's in the software. And you know, there's bound, if you just look through the menus, there's bound to be something that you say, oh, I never knew that was there. That would be really handy on that job I was quoting recently. So yeah, it's also a nice way to see all the different things that the software can do that you might not have been aware of. So let's use it a little bit so that you can see how it operates. So if, for example, I go into the flooring menu and I'm going to take a renovation slab. So I think this is a prime example of one that I always forget which section it's in, because it's not in the flooring section, it's in the renovation section. So I'm going to pick a reinforced slab. So it jumps straight into the dimensions wizard. I won't spend time going through that. You'll know how that works. So I'm going to press accept defaults. So what it's done is it's scrolled me down to the renovation demolition section and added it in there. So yeah, that's how it's working. If I just scroll back up to the top, and I'm going to go back into that menu again, you'll see that we've got a little star in front of renovation slab. That's to indicate that that's in your job. And now in the menu, there's a section of view previously estimated items. So if I select that reinforced slab that I've just added, again, it's going to scroll me down to that area. So yeah, it's there to help you add things. It's there to help you navigate. So again, if you don't remember which section it's in, and don't want to use the jump to section, then you can go back into the menu and select it, and it will scroll you to the right section of the quote template. Okay, so that's the new toolbar. I hope that helps you out. So the next thing I was going to take a look at was the changes we've made to some of the external doors. I think all of the external doors have changed in some way. So let's go with the actual external door, sort of front door, back door type door. So if I open that up, so you'll see now, instead of a smaller list of specific doors, we've got lots of different styles that you can choose from. And not only lots of different styles there, but on the left-hand side, we've got different materials. So you can choose to have a hardwood door, a softwood, a PVC, or a composite. So make your decision on the material, then pick the style of door. On the second screen, you get to set the actual dimensions of the door. So we've got some typical dimensions, let's call them, in the drop down, but you can also type your own in. So yeah, I'll change the dimension, and you'll see there that the sizing's changed, and our guide cost has also changed. At the bottom here, we've got a number of available colors. There are a few more on the next screen that you'll see, but these are I guess the more common ones maybe. So I will pick a color and click next. Okay, so this is just confirming with a couple of key bits. So that color that I mentioned, you can see there are lots of other color choices there. So cost, obviously an important thing. So that you'll notice if you've seen what we did with an earlier update to the windows, this is a very similar process. So we've given you a guide price, but please do review that. We're not saying that you can definitely find this door for that price. We've got an algorithm to come up with what we hope is a safe price, but please do, as the note says at the bottom, you really need to ensure that you're happy and confident with the price that it's allowing for whatever you're setting up. So I could click edit, and maybe I'll change that to 1100. Similarly, we've got a description that we've come up, so that's going to be the description of the product that we add into the price book, and that will obviously flow through into your customer quote in various places. So important to describe that as you want your customer to see. So I might remove the technical RAL 7037, which describes the color. So, and you can obviously make any other adjustments to that description as you see fit. So if I click next, I'm not going to focus too much on this. This you will have seen before. This is jumping back into the same process that the calculator's always gone through. So choose the type of lintel or support above the door required. It automatically selects one that's the right length based on the width of the opening. So if I wanted to not have a heavy duty 110 to 125 mil cavity lintel, I could filter to that 1350, and then I could pick maybe a standard duty 110 to 125. So I'll select that, and then it'll suggest a cavity closer, but again you can change that as required. So that's then added it in, pops up the dimensions wizard. So it's obviously filled in all the details, the door area, perimeter, height and width, and so on. So you don't need to worry too much about that. But obviously review as you see fit. Okay, so that's the change to the external door. Let's just show you another example. Let's do a bifold, and I'll select it through the menu this time. So pick my bifold. So as you can see, this is giving us options for between 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 panel door. We've got different materials down the left-hand side, same as we had with the external door, but we've got they're slightly different. So we've got aluminium clad PVC and softwood here. You'll see if I change to the PVC, you'll see that the 6 door option is going to disappear. So you will find with various doors that the options will change. And again, this is the same with the windows that we had in an earlier update. The options will change based on the material that you select. So I can pick my material. I'm going to pick a 6 panel door, and again we can set our the opening width. So maybe I'm going to set that to a 6 meter. I could change to triple glazed there, That's the footing tolerance. I'm going to leave that as it is, and then I get to choose how the doors are opening, whether they're 6 left, 5 left, 1 right, etc., etc. So pick how it opens, and that will sort of feed into the description of the product. Then we've got some different color options at the bottom, so you can choose that. Again, you can update the cost and the description as you see fit, and then we're into that same lintel picking. So I know that we're not going to have a combination lintel long enough, so I'll go into the 2 loose steels options for this. And I personally don't know what would be a suitable steel, so don't laugh at me when I just pick the top one. Okay, so go through that, and then the second steel, and add that in. So this time, because we didn't, when we went through the ribbon to select the external door, we made our choice of this dimensional template at the start. Because with the bifold door, I went through the external door menu. It asks you at the end rather than the start. So it's a slightly different process depending on how you get into it. And again, brings up the dimensions wizard, and I'll just click accept because that's filled in. But obviously, yeah, you can go through and check on those when you add one in yourself. Okay, so the other door that I'm going to look at is just one of the 2 new ones that we've added. So it's an external glass panel door, and we've got options for into a new wall or into an existing. So I will take into a new wall, and I'll pick my dimensional template. So same process, materials down the side. So with this one, we've got a standard, just a single door, one with a top light, one with 2 side lights, or left and right side lights. So I will pick, I'll go with PVC, and I'll have 2 side lights. So same process, set the dimensions of the opening, pick the glass type and your tolerance, pick your color at the bottom, confirm the frame width height is just going to be the opening width and height minus the tolerance, and again you get the chance to change the glass if required, or you can, if you choose custom glazing, so we're giving you double and triple and saying that's going to be a 1.4 U value or a 1.1. If it's neither of those, you can choose custom and set that up, and then confirm the cost and the description, and the same lintel questions and cavity closers. So yeah, that should give you a few new options in the types of door that you can price up for, and obviously any size, any color, etc., etc. So yeah, lots and any material, more importantly. So yeah, lots more options there, much more flexible. So hopefully, yeah, that will improve things for you too. Okay, so now let's move on to the rainwater harvesting. So I'm going to go into the drainage menu, and you'll see we've got an above and a below ground tank. So let's start with a below ground, and I'll take this 2700 litre tank. So I'll put the tech tips on. So if it's got a circular footprint, you enter in the diameter of it. Otherwise, it will just use the width and the length and the height, obviously. There, this is just to work out the amount of backfill required. So you're entering in the overall dimensions, the depth of an aggregate base, the height it is below the site strip level, and then the width of excavation over dig. So from the tank to how much wider you're making the hole, and then is excavator saw to be used for backfill. Then you on page 2 you've got the length and questions about pumps, filters, siphonic overflow. And then finally, on the last question, mostly sort of labour and plant questions. So the time to install the tank and backfill, to plumb in the system. On the right here, we've got electrician and a labourer to install the electrics for it. And then whether you need any lifting equipment and whether you're going to plan construct the excavation. So let's briefly look at the above ground one as well. So it's very similar. Oh no, that's another below ground, isn't it? Let's try that again. So I'll delete that one out, and I will go with an above ground. Okay, so yeah, so the first page is just a lot simpler because it doesn't need to deal with all the digging a hole and backfilling. So you do have an option to have a concrete base with the above ground one, so you've got the same aggregate below, but then option of a concrete base. Then from there it's all very similar questions about all the options and the labour, time to install, plumb, and the lifting equipment and the electrical connection and the bulking of the excavated material. So yeah, they are the new rainwater harvesting tank options or estimating calculators that we've added in for this latest update. Okay, so I think that's it on the estimating calculators and the quote template interface. Oh, actually no, there is one more thing that I wanted to show you. Let's go down into rooms. So before I go into a room, if I just show you at the top right here that there's this, there are a few more of these show me videos. So if you click on that, it will open up, I think, to one of our videos on YouTube. And so yeah, I've linked up some more videos into the quote template. So just to help if you haven't used rooms before, it's worth a look. And then I think the only other one I can remember off the top of my head, in the blank template section, there's a video I think on how to create your composite workbook. So yeah, few more videos to help you out, and it's something that we're hoping to focus on a bit more soon. A lot of the videos on our support site were created for EstimatorXpress 2019, so they're getting quite old. I mean, you know, in the most cases the processes are the same, but there'll be things that have changed since, and it'll be a slightly different workflow. So yeah, we're hoping to go through and give those a refresh soon, and you should see some more video links popping up within the software. So yeah, watch this space on that one. But if I just go into this room that I've got within this job, you'll see that in a similar way there is a ribbon toolbar at the top to help you to, again, add things more easily, understand what things we've got as options within a room, because it's not the full list, but there are Yeah, certain things within there. Those of those of you with a keen eye might notice a few things in here that isn't in your software just yet, and they are things that I'm working on for the next update. So these partition walls and the room templates, and actually the ability to have a wall, an internal wall within a room. They're things that are going to be released in the next update, which hopefully will be out in the next 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully. But yeah, so you'll have to wait for the next update webinar to find out about those. Okay, so now I'm going to the last thing that I wanted to touch upon that we've done within this update is to give you some more options for images within quotes. So I'm going to go, actually, let me just go into a different job first. So, because this one doesn't really have a lot of data in. So I'm just going to close this and I'm going to go into a different job that's got a little bit more, a few more build phases in it. So now I'm going to go to, and I'm going to pick the schedule of works quote, which is the new one that we added for EstimatorXpress 2024. Okay, so if I go down to the breakdown section, so as I'm sure you're very aware, we have images for each build phase, so the foundations, the footings, etc., etc. So that's the option that we've had for many years in the quote now. So we've added a different look for you if you no longer like those images or never did. So on this build phases menu, there's a build phase header section. So I can change it from image to icon. And if I just click apply with the default settings there, so you'll see, and maybe I'll zoom in a bit so you can see those a bit better. So we've got little icon images now for each build phase. So foundations, footings, oversight, and slabbing. So all of them have been created in a similar style. Oh, scrolling a long way to get to the next one. And there are some customizations that you can make to these, which I'll touch upon in just a second. Before I go into that, let me just show you. So image was the original one. Icon is that different icon for each one, which makes perfect sense for build phases. But if you change the quote type to be either location, which is just a sort of a freehand, you can type anything in, or indeed estimating calculators where we've got 700, 800, 900. Not sure what the current count is. Obviously, we don't have a specific icon image for each of those. So what we've done for these is and if I can just get back to that, is this bullet option. So this one doesn't have the icon, it only has image or bullet. So bullet basically means it's going to repeat the same icon for each section. So if I go to set icon, you can go to our library and you can pick any of them. So maybe I wanted to change it to this spanner. I can then select that, and now it will add that for each item. So yeah, so that's the bullet option. I'm just going to go back to the quote by build phase because I just wanted to show you some of the customizations that you can do. So down here we can choose we can change the size of it. So I could stick that up to 20 mil. I can choose whether I want it on the left as is shown here or the right as we had the original images. So let's just change it so that you can see this current grey circle. So I can have a circle, a square, a rounded square, a rounded horizontal sides, or rounded vertical sides. So I'll pick a rounded square so you can see what that looks like. And then you can change the two colors. So I can change the grey of the background, and I can change the white of the actual image. So I'm going to change the background color to a blue. I'll leave the foreground as a white. Oh no, I want us to change that back to icon, didn't I? Okay, so I've changed pretty much everything there. I'll click apply, and you can see bigger images on the right in a square with rounded corners with my selected color. So yeah, you can lots of different options for you to customize. You can match your, maybe you've got specific colors for your company, so you can match it to that, or maybe you've set up a style of the table with different colors, because that's again all customizable, and you want it to match or contrast with that. So yeah, you can let your creative juices flow and set it up to best suit how you'd like to present it. So yeah, that is the new icons within the quote. So yeah, I hope you like what we've done with those and enjoy freshening up your output a bit with those. So I think that is everything that I was planning to show you. I'm more than happy to answer any questions on the new bits or on anything within EstimatorXpress really. If anybody has any questions, please send them in. Doesn't seem to be anything that anybody's set in so far. So I've either explained things perfectly, or my microphone's been off this whole time, and I've just been talking to myself. So hopefully it's hopefully you've just all been following. So yeah, if nobody has anything they want to ask, then I will thank you for your time, and look forward to talking to you again when we release the next update. Which, just to give you a bit of a preview of what I'm working on, it's for those of you that have had the software a while, or historically, we had some groups of workbooks. So as we called them, that was in EstimatorXpress 2018, which was going back quite a way when estimating calculators were called workbooks. But they were basically for a typical job. So you would have a list of estimating calculators that you could work your way down the list, so that so that you didn't have to add them individually as you needed them. You had a sort of pre-populated list, and you could either use them or delete them. So we are refreshing that concept and bringing those into quote templates and also into rooms. So there'll be some typical job types. So for example, we've got one for a cut roof loft conversion, for example, or for a garage conversion, and it will take you through saying, these are the typical calculators that you may need for a loft conversion. Do you want a cut attic conversion or a truss attic conversion? What shape dormers and what or what material of dormers and what shape of roof on top do you need? So it'll take you through some typical things required, and then it will add those into your quote template, ready for you to work through. So yeah, that's what I'm currently working on, and yeah, hope, like I say, hopefully that will be available within the next few weeks as an update, and then we'll put on a webinar to talk you through that. Regarding this update, the software isn't going to be pushing it out to you just yet. So if you haven't got it yet, so you should have received emails from the marketing department with links to go and download it. But if you haven't got it yet, you can go to our website, help.hbxl.co.uk, and go to the software updates and EstimatorXpress section, and you can get it from there. Great. Okay. So thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.